Her message came at 8:47 p.m. A photo. White tablecloth, candlelight, a half-drunk glass of wine. Caption, "Another boring work night with a client." I stared at it longer than I should have. The smile looked rehearsed. The lighting, intimate, not corporate. Then I noticed the glass across from hers, a familiar wristwatch, silver, engraved with M.L. Martin Langston, Sterling Capital's vice president, my firm's would-be partner, her client. The laugh that slipped out of me was wrong, hollow. She thought she was sending me reassurance. She sent me confirmation. I typed one line back. "Looks nice. Hope it was worth the Sterling merger I just canceled. Your corporate card is now declined." Then I hit send. 30 minutes later, Martin's CEO called. His voice trembled like a man realizing he'd just lost millions, and something worse. I didn't answer right away. I just watched the photo again. That smile, that watch, and I felt something inside me go utterly, beautifully quiet. It hadn't started that night. It started months earlier. Subtle shifts that only someone who pays attention would catch. Late meetings, changed passwords, the faint smell of cologne that wasn't mine clinging to her coat. I remember asking, casually, "Long night?" She smiled. "You know clients, demanding." I did. But I also knew numbers, timing, and behavioral tells. I built empires on patterns. She forgot I could see them in people, too. It wasn't the infidelity itself that burned. It was the insult of thinking I wouldn't notice. The Sterling deal was her project, a merger I'd greenlit because she insisted it would transform both companies. Transform, yes, just not in the way she meant. When she laughed with Martin at dinners, she told me it was business rapport. When she came home late, she said the board ran overtime. And I let her say it. Because sometimes the best trap is the silence you let them fill themselves. I started counting lies instead of hours. She lost track of both. I didn't rage. I recalibrated. Emails, expense reports, conference schedules. I had access to all of it. She forgot that our companies shared servers during the merger. I watched the story form like a spreadsheet. Rows of deceit, columns of opportunity. Every dinner, every client gift, every 2-hour block labeled private strategy session. All billable to Sterling. All traceable to him. One night while she slept beside me, her phone buzzed. I didn't look at the message. I looked at the reflection of her face in the black screen. Calm, careless, dreaming. It wasn't anger I felt, it was precision. I called a contact at Sterling's auditing firm the next morning, asked him to pull Martin's expense activity. Routine cross-verification, I said. It wasn't. It was the rope tightening. By the end of the week, I knew everything. 5 dinners, 2 conferences, 1 overnight strategy retreat, each charged to the merger budget, each a receipt for betrayal. I didn't need a private investigator. I had data and patience. The final piece came quietly, an internal email chain forwarded by mistake. Martin to her. He's not suspicious, right? Once the merger's through, we'll be untouchable. Her reply, relax. He trusts me completely. Trust. The word tasted metallic. I printed the thread, put it in an envelope, slid it across the kitchen counter that night when she came home. "Rough day?" she asked, hanging her coat. "Productive," I said. She opened it, read the first line, and stopped breathing. Her eyes flicked up to me, wide, wet, searching for some version of me she could still manipulate. I just nodded. Once. Cold. Simple. Final. "Your card's declined," I said. Then I walked past her. When Martin's CEO finally reached me, his tone was apologetic, terrified. He knew the merger was dead. The board would demand explanations. I gave him one. A clean one. Professional. Documented. Unethical conduct within your leadership team, I said, involving falsified expenses and undisclosed personal relationships. He stammered, "We can fix this." "No," I said. "You can explain this to your shareholders." By morning, Sterling stock dropped 8%. Martin resigned for personal reasons, and my wife's company began its quiet internal review. She called me, once, twice, then stopped. There was nothing left to say. She'd built her world on proximity to power. I simply removed the current. People think revenge feels like fire. It doesn't. It's silence. The kind that settles in your bones once you stop caring whether they understand what they lost. I didn't destroy her career. I just let the truth surface. Truth does the burning on its own. A week later, she showed up at my office lobby, eyes swollen, voice shaking. I didn't mean. I walked past her, stopped for a second, said quietly, "You should have chosen boredom." Then left. No rage, no satisfaction, just, the world keeps turning, deals close, markets move. But somewhere out there, she still checks her declined card and wonders where everything went wrong. I don't, because I know exactly where it did. The moment she smiled for that photo and forgot whose world she was standing in.